Good morning, good life. Welcome back to AmyTV, where we come together to help you go after the life you want. This episode of AmyTV is in partnership with our friends at SHRM. Whether you're a business professional who wants to level up her career or a business owner who wants to be her client's favorite resource, we have to show up to do our best work all the time so that we can stay in the game to go after the life we want. We can't really say that there's any such thing as job security because the economy can pretty much do whatever it wants to us at any time. Thank you, 2020, for proving that. But there are some habits that we can keep up with that help us to be indispensable in our work, always in demand, and quite frankly, working it like a boss. So today I want to share 7 of those habits that if you build them, you will achieve that level of desirability that will help to make you indispensable at your work. Habit number 1, staying educated beyond your expertise. You know what no one wants to hear? That's not my job. First of all, most people don't need that briefing. Thank you for sharing it. But second of all, that's not going to get you very far. Just being an expert in what you do or what you've been hired to do is only going to take you down that road. Seeing yourself grow in different areas and be able to try new things and achieve new heights means expanding on what you know and getting educated. How are you going to do that? Well, you're super smart and indispensable. So finding resources that can help you is really important. And that's why in this video, we're working with our friends at SHRM. SHRM is dedicated to helping you understand the real workplace issues that might come your way alongside of your work. Whether it's COVID-19 issues that you need to be briefed on how to handle differently in your workplace, or even if you just need a quick reference to resources, tools, and examples, SHRM has things like employee handbooks, HR guidelines, how-tos, job descriptions, or even interview questions. Going above and beyond means being a better learner, which is why I particularly like their virtual learning so that you can constantly have an immersive course available to you with the actual pieces of advice that you need to be better in your workplace, in your role. Every summer, SHRM has an annual conference and expo, but in tandem with this, it started a digital series called Tune In Tuesday, which features monthly talks with leading experts on must-know topics, where you can chat with your peers and contribute to conversations in real time during these really interactive episodes. They're on the second Tuesday of every month when you go to annual.shrm.org. Make sure to check out more details about that, and there's a link in the description for you to find out more about the SHRM membership and all the resources that they have available to you. If you want to be indispensable, you have to know more than just your own expertise. This is where your employers or your bosses or even your clients, if you're the business owner, will find value in keeping you around. The second great habit for being indispensable is to not wait to be asked. Oftentimes we see people who start a job or start a business and they think, I'll just wait until I'm told what to do. But you'll mostly find that the success that happens in your career is when you take initiative and go after the career that you want. When you see opportunities to improve what is happening or a process that could be fine-tuned, not waiting to be asked and simply looking for ways to make things better is a massively valuable trait, whether you're for hire, as an employee, or as a business. What's really interesting, the psychology of this in my own experience, anyone that I've worked with that kind of acted like they needed to be asked in order to do something, I ultimately had in the back of my head that they may not be capable of doing it even if I did ask, because it might take me too long to educate them. But the people who take initiative and the people who at least give it a shot, even if they fail a little bit forward, I'm much more likely to say, oh my gosh, okay, well, your head's in the game, so let me show you how exactly to do it so we can go forward together. The biggest thing people want to see is that initiative. So when you wait to be asked to do something, that is the complete opposite of what is needed. Don't be in the habit of waiting to be asked. Habit number 3, don't keep score. This is just a good tip in general for all of life. When we keep score, when we say, well, I did that favor for Susie in the next cubicle, why can't she do me a favor? Or I helped this guy get introduced to a new client, why can't he hire me? Or why can't he send me a client? When we do that kind of keeping score, we're losing track of the big picture. And if you're trying to go exponentially bigger, you're not going to count the 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 wins. shines, okay? It's not going to work that way. You need to shine, and you need to shine bright. If you spend too much time trying to make sure that you're getting payback for the nice thing that you did, which is still advancing you, no matter how much you feel you haven't been paid back for it, it's just not going to move the needle for you. Being in the habit of keeping score means being in the habit of being petty, being in the habit of not being somebody that does good business. Habit number 4, do what you say you will do. One of the hardest things for all of us is saying no, but when we say yes, we have to stick with what we say yes to. We will find later that we wish we said yes to less things, and then we will. But the things that we say yes to, showing up when you say you'll be somewhere, being on time, these are the things that you become remembered for. If I ask Amy to do something and she says she will, I want the brand of Amy to be, I know she's gonna show up. I know that she will be there for me because she doesn't say she's gonna do something and then not do it. This also happens in content. When you tell a community, hey, I'm gonna post every Wednesday for you. They want to see those Wednesday uploads. It's a trust. So no matter if you're talking to your boss and telling them when you're going to show up, or if you're talking to your client and telling them when you're going to show up, be where you say you're going to be when you're supposed to be there. And if you can't, don't lie, don't embellish, don't go crazy. Just say, something came up. You don't have to apologize profusely unless maybe it's in need of a great apology profusely. But if you over-apologize or over-explain early in the game because you can't own up to something, first of all, you're kind of wasting a lot of bandwidth on something that probably doesn't even need it. And second of all, it's gonna be boy who cried wolf after a period of time. If you constantly have all these big things that are keeping you from doing the things you said yes to. So just do the things you say you're gonna do, let someone know if things change, and let them know when you can fill in at another point or send somebody else in your place. The more reliable you are, the better across the board. Habit number 5, and I really like this one because, yeah, pressure. Be the pressure reliever, not the pressure builder. You can probably think of someone right now who makes you go, oh my gosh, yeah, that's a pressure builder. And you can also think, oh my gosh, yeah, she is a pressure reliever. Those brands on you are very different because it's another aspect of, are they someone I want to work with? Even if you're in a typical workplace situation and someone's saying, who are we gonna put on this project? And that project could be the ticket to a promotion or to a different kind of work that's more enjoyable. If you've got leadership on it that's saying like, oh, I just feel like that person's not going to be good energy, you're a pressure builder, okay? Maybe it's because you see the nays of all the things and not the yays. Maybe it's because you are always making excuses and not being able to get your work done on time, but you've got a lot of things to say about it. If you're a pressure builder, everyone's going to know it, and that is not going to be good for your career. If you find opportunities, again, to take initiative and you look for opportunities to relieve pressure where it looks like it is being placed, even if someone like your boss or your client doesn't even realize that that pressure is there. In my situation, this is important because I sometimes don't even know that I've put pressure on myself that I have to do something unless another one of my team members goes like, well, do you want me to do that? And then I'm like, oh, is that possible? That is a pressure reliever moment, and that makes me reverberate in love for the people that I work with, and it makes me want to give them more to do. It makes me want to make their life even more interesting with what we do and what kind of work we put out. You want this to be an interesting journey because even if this isn't your it thing right now, it could take you to that next level. So being the pressure builder means being the person people don't want to work with. Being the pressure reliever is being the person who is indispensable and will always be called to step up to the plate. Habit number 6, and we've talked a little bit about this one, avoid excuses. It's really easy to resort to them. A lot of times I see so many excuses on a daily basis. It's only 10% of the time that the excuses I see are ones where I'm like, okay, I get it. You didn't even have to say that. Because 90% of them are like, oh, I can understand why she felt she needed to say that because she's trying to qualify what happened and it really did work out that way. But an excuse is just an excuse. And most of the time when we're making them, it's not to make us look better. It's to make us feel better and to say, oh, I have a perfectly good reason why I didn't show up to my greatest potential today. You have a perfectly good reason as to why you didn't show up to your ideal potential today? Are you hearing yourself? We don't need a reason. We don't need a story. We don't need additional meaning. It happened. Move on. The excuse changes nothing because it's all in the past, and whatever you were supposed to do, you didn't do. And that makes you dispensable. But if you remove excuses, you remove a lot of that extra factor that people now have to sign up for when they have to address that something didn't get done to its fullest or your fullest potential. Skip that part. You've got enough to deal with otherwise if you didn't make it happen. Super easy example. If you're late, there could be 50 million excuses of that, right? You could have hit traffic. You could have had car trouble. You could have had a lot of things. At the end of the day, 99.99999% of the time, it was your fault. You didn't allocate enough time. You didn't take the appointment seriously. You think your time is worth more than someone else's. There's a lot of things there that are just plainly your fault. So making an excuse makes no difference, especially if you're like, my time is more important than yours. You're going to be late. You might as well own it. Don't make an excuse. Habit number 7 is to build complementary skills. Really similar to habit number 1, where we talked about making sure that you're getting educated in a lot of different ways so that you're more versatile than just your expertise. But not just how things work in the workplace, also how different positions around what you do can be something that you learn as well so that you can also present additional value. Let's say that you are a graphic designer in the workplace and maybe you want to start your own design firm. Well, learning a couple of different ins and outs of what goes into graphic design that isn't exactly your expertise that complement what you do can help you to be able to offer more services in your own sort of lane in your own business. So looking at all the different things that can contribute to that is going to make you indispensable, because if you work for someone, they're going to go, oh my gosh, but she knows all of this territory. That might seem like we need the brains of 3 people. But because you decided to stay educated and to learn those complementary skills, you become more indispensable. Again, even better if you're doing your own thing and can offer the perspective of a multitude of skill sets. Be resourceful. That's the biggest thing of all these things. It's being resourceful and not talking too much about things that don't matter. When you do that, you're able to have all of these habits on your side when you execute on them on a daily basis and become the indispensable person in the workplace that everybody loves to work with, everybody wants to hire, everybody's afraid of letting go of, and that is a good thing for you no matter what the economy looks like. You're going to be able to pivot at any point in time that you might need to. I have an 8th habit that I want to share, but I'm saving that for my friends in Shine Squad. So if you'd like to see it, head over to patreon.com/AmyTV. Make sure you're in tier 3 or higher, and you'll be able to check out the 8th habit that will make you indispensable at your work. Those are my 7 key habits for helping to make you much more indispensable at your work. Make sure you check out and support our sponsor of this episode of AmyTV, and that is SHRM. Check out all of their resources and events and things that will help you in the workplace to become even more indispensable. Question of the day: what positive habits have you worked on that help you in your career? Leave that in the comments down below. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. Joy May, I think you're right. All millennials love to get a gold star. I know I do. Otaku, tracking your stretching time. I love that. Stretching is so good for you. Queen, I am so grateful for you as well. Lindsay, tracking her H2O. I see you. 64 ounces a day. Awesome. Mary Lou, I need to get on this game. Tracking my veg and fruit. Super smart. Bradley, keep at it. Good morning, good life. And I cannot wait to see what happens with your recording career. Pinar, it's so awesome to hear that Morning Pages is resonating with you. So definitely give it a try. Georgia, I appreciate you too. Take care.